a seminal conference on the climate science concluded that we only have a decade to start pulling back before tipping points are reached. Concern being that if global greenhouse gas emissions are not reduced drastically, we will breach critical ecosystem thresholds and face a runaway climate change as the entire carbon systems becomes unstable. The emissions we release today are going to stay in the atmosphere even 100 years from now. And this is the reason why the infrastructure we build today matters so much. Good morning to one and all. I am Mayank and my friend Kishore are from the Pentacoastal Assembly School, Bokaro, and we are here to put forward our idea of purifying chimney exhaust so as to help reduce air pollution and related global concerns.
Mother Earth has been in a state of imbalance since last few days. Now let us look at few statistics that will place things in perspective. The first bar graph shows the air pollution level in Delhi, your city. It is clear that the concentration of particulate matter reached at a maximum of 550 units. Surely this is a cause of concern for us, for you, when the national ambient standard is set just at 70 units. In 2010, over 2 lakh people died due to hunger, but 40 lakh people died due to air pollution, and these numbers are expected to rise sharply if we do not think of some bigger and effective solution to tackle air pollution today. And if such a trend continues, we will have only 2.1% as land and the rest of the earth will be covered with water.
In fact, reports show that India has a strong reason to be concerned because climate change is expected to impact the tropical countries more negatively than the temperate ones. India's 7 purifying chimney exhaust to reduce air pollution and related global concerns addresses these issues. As we all know that greenhouse gases mainly originate from industry and factory sites on large scales. Hence, reducing the amounts of toxins released by the industries would prove to be a major step in reducing the amounts of toxins in the atmosphere. Consequently, air pollution and related problems of global warming can also be solved. In addition to the dust particles and unburned carbon, an average chimney exhaust comprises of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides. The apparatus we put before aims at reducing the amounts of these toxins produced by the industrial chimneys. More particularly, it reduces the amounts of toxins released into the atmosphere every hour. The apparatus we put before comprises of 3 filtering chambers, connected in series at the base of the chimney. The first filtering chamber comprises of a cooling unit and spongy filtering members. The cooling unit first distributing tube moves the exhaust to the spongy filtering members where dust and unburned carbon is absorbed by means of a proper absorbent such as a solution of polyhydric alcohol and glycerine. The second filtering chamber comprises of chemical solutions aligned in a proper manner so as to absorb much of the harmful toxins. The first section comprises of section sprays dihydrogen gas so as to combine with the remaining oxides of nitrogen, forming ammonia as a byproduct. So by the time when the exhaust comes out from the second filtering chamber, the concentrations of the greenhouse gases are dramatically reduced. However, as a precautionary measure, we have the third filtering chamber. The third filtering chamber comprises of a charcoal bed and some metal bars of zinc and aluminum. The charcoal bed acts to absorb the remaining unburned carbon and dust particles, whereas the metal bars combine with the remaining gaseous toxins. So what's the overall impact of the entire setup? The temperature of the exhaust is reduced, the dust and the soot is filtered, and as well the harmful toxins are also removed.
Now talking about the effectiveness and precision of changes. But that's not all. In the bargain, we are getting byproducts, namely sodium sulfate, calcium carbonate, and ammonia. Sodium sulfate, popularly known as global salt, is extensively used in the detergent industry and in paper printing. Calcium carbonate, known as marble, is extensively used in marble industry. And finally, ammonia, as many of us would be aware of, is a fertilizer and is also used in the preparation of dihydrogen, all 3 of which are readily marketable. Now let's talk in terms of budget involved. The one-time expense includes the construction and installation of the apparatus. It would approximately cost a sum of 60,000 for a 3-meter long apparatus which will connect to a normal chimney releasing 25 liters of exhaust per minute. The monthly running cost includes the expense on chemicals it would approximately cost a sum of rupees 20,000 per month. But the byproducts are expected to bring back a sum of rupees 10,000 per month. Hence, our net budget would come out to rupees 70 to 75,000, of which 60,000 would be invested on construction and installation, and 10,000 as the normal running cost. But the largest component of any cost-benefit analysis of such a nature should keep in mind the money saved in terms of healthcare services and treatment of pollution-related diseases. How much would you pay to breathe clean air? What is the price tag you would put to a disease-free lifestyle?
Friends, we come from Bokaro. Over 50 chimneys of BSL at an approximate of 1,000 back to the earth. Is such a development actually real development? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to think. Thank you.
In terms of the technology which is currently being utilized, am I safe in assuming that the chimneys that you spoke about in Bokaro, they are not doing anything right now in terms of what you're suggesting? So, is that the case?
So, at presently, it will coming out, but they only work for the carbon-based impurities, which will only take care of the materials that cause a harm to the chimney. The sulfur dioxide and the nitrogen dioxide escape out as gases, so they are not concerned about those. Our device works for all the three impurities, namely carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, as well as nitrogen dioxide.
Into the regulatory framework from the government side in terms of what level of emissions are allowed, and is this going to go beyond that framework?
Obviously, sir, we went to the BSL with the aim of a huge integrated steel plant. We could not get a formal permission to enter there and think of applying our idea there, but obviously this can be applied to a more major level. So at this stage, we only concentrate on the industrial purposes because domestic purpose don't cause much pollution. So that is applicable to the setup because they would bring a.
I mean, it will be difficult to market just those small products.
You can sell it to the factories which need in that form, and in that way it can bring the overall.
Very well, thank you.